Well, Lenny worked for a lot of years out of Statesville, North Carolina for a charter company there. So we're going to try to bring a little life back to this plate on the front for him. Where we patched these holes in the side, we're getting things kind of polished up so they don't look so bad either. So I think it's looking really good. Oz has really polished up his intake here, and then he painted where the says General Motors. I think it turned out real cool. Yeah.
Lights on the top, right?
Yeah, this is the bottom that's leaking. Go add a little bit more air to that bag again because it bled it off.
Yeah.
We ended up taking the airbag off, and you can see that it was kind of folded on that lip. It wasn't perfectly round on there, so it wouldn't leak until it got to about 50 psi in the airbag, and then it would just start shooting out. We tried tightening down the bolts. It didn't help any, and it was just, you can see it was kind of deformed in there.
We got a flathead screw.
Oz is removing the louvers here on Lenny to get some of these dents and creases out of them.
Stuck in there?
Well, we're starting to scrape off some of this textured paint here with this little chisel scraper. It should work real well. This is going to be the wood that's going on the ceiling of Lenny. You can see what that's going to look like. It's really nice. Well, it's not perfect, but that little plate, like I said, it's got a lot of history with Lenny, so it's nice to see it on there still. I'm gonna start getting Lenny's engine all cleaned up before it gets painted too. So we gotta strip all this old paint off, but let's get the dirt off first.
Next door. And he's like, man, what happened to you, man?
What is that?
We are going to be auctioning off a few of these limited edition cold start jars. Any proceeds are going to go help fund Lenny's remodel. That's the new Icon. What's it called?
Split beam?
Split beam. Well, we got the new parts for the blower. The only problem is that these are thinner where they go, so the bolts need to be shorter. See how the bolts would have to be extra long to go through here, and the new ones, they'd be really short. So we got to make a trip to the hardware store. Parts didn't get here until about a little after 2. The hardware store's open until 4, so we made it just in time to get the parts. Well, we got the blower on and the fuel pump. The governor's going on, the water pump's on. We're getting all the lines hooked up, fuel lines and everything. So we're still probably another 2 hours away of work before we get this thing going. The rest of the governor's got to go on, and the fine-tuning setups and the governor gap and the rack and everything's got to get run. So, but we're getting really, really close to starting this thing. Well, tomorrow is the day before Thanksgiving. We're going to have his bus running, but we're not going to send him home tomorrow. And he's going to go ahead and take our car and go home for a few days. I don't want to send him out the day before Thanksgiving untested after we do get it running, or even try pushing it late in the day. I don't know what time we're going to get done with it, and after we do checks and stuff. It's not worth it. So if he has a breakdown or an issue, that's going to be a bad day to have that. There's going to be a lot of extra traffic on the roads, and it would be bad for, during a holiday week to have something like that. So we're going to keep it here, do some test drives and stuff, maybe get 50, 75 miles on it here after it's running, and then check things over again real good. So we're not in a hurry and a rush to just send him out the door. So he's going to come back next week and pick it up. So we're not in any rush, and we don't have to worry about any issues like that, especially over the holidays.
See that white smoke rising up the holler through the trees, and from a mile away you can hear them play as they climb that hill with ease. But at the top of that mountain there's a new life waiting for those who can make the run. If they can make it to the top, Scott will put them in the shop till their new life has begun. Mountain, where the buses come to run. Bus Grease Mountain, we're gonna get that big job done.